Malik Rivera.
First time up there, what have you heard? What are the stories they're telling you about?
Oh, the first one is they're very loud. Yeah, it's going to be a different environment. It's going to probably be the loudest I've ever heard anything. So just trying to get ready for it, trying to do everything we know we need to do, working on maybe hand signals between us to make sure if we can't get communication right with verbally, trying to go to something different. So just trying to really just work through that a little bit more this week than anything.
What's the toughest road game you played when you're at Wofford?
That was my first game I ever played at Clemson for opening day. Yeah, that was definitely the toughest. Couldn't hear in the stadium. First game playing, and then on top of that, the starter got hurt within the first 20 plays. Yeah, it was a rough game, but we got through it. So,
Coach talked about giving you guys a couple days off for heal physically, but he also talked about the healing mentally. I mean, was that something that helped you out?
Oh yeah, it definitely did. I spent mine. I actually drove up to Spartanburg again to go watch them play. I got to see my best friend, who's the starting fullback, play. But he scored 2 touchdowns. I wasn't able to make the full game, but yeah, it was great to just be able to watch that, hang out with some friends, old teammates, see all of them. So yeah, it was a good mental break for me, honestly. So that was a great thing.
What have you seen on film from Virginia Tech? Kind of your interest?
Right now, they're very physical. I think that's the number one thing. Just got to match that, honestly.
They like mixing deep balls, particularly Willis, and then swing passes.
Swing passes, getting you on the edge, making you run, especially to the field. Seeing a couple times they line up trips into the boundary and throw that quick screen, now screen. Just making sure you have your eyes in the right place. That's the main thing, just eyes in the right place, and if they're in the right place, you know when you need to come downhill, know when you need to play back in the post, so things like that.
I imagine seeing that trips thing gives you some flashbacks of some of the games earlier this year.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure guys see that quickly.
And get adjusted. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, just getting lined up, and also working tempo in a lot more, just in case it comes up. We know they're not a big tempo team, but teams have done it before, so just making sure we work that in a little bit, make sure that's still on our mind, and getting lined up quickly and seeing the formation, especially when we get the call.
Do you watch much extra film like on your own?
Yeah, probably about a good 30 minutes every night, try to get in, just to make sure. Coach makes a lot of cut-ups for us, so going through those just by formation, by personnel, and then by specific receivers or targets, just going through those, just making sure, knowing what routes they specifically run or what they could run based on what they've already run, so things like that.
What have you seen from Lanier, like working by him? I imagine it seems like such a freak athlete that it's got to be kind of cool to see a young guy like that and you're tutoring him.
It's amazing to see him grow in the new things that he learns every day. I think it was 2 weeks ago. The main thing we were working on before the Louisville game was just him yelling a little bit more, getting loud on the field, just so people can hear him. It's not just I know when you say it quietly, you might know what's going on, but saying it loud is something to confirm what you know and also let everybody else know that you're confident in what you're saying. So that's the biggest thing I was trying to get him to know then. And then now it's just kind of he's lined up in the correct spot, but just moving that alignment maybe over just a yard or get back a yard just so that he's in a better position to make the kind of plays that he needs to make. But he's been doing amazing with it. It's great to see him grow every day. So.
You guys, like the sub packages, you've had trouble, particularly second and third down in passing situations. I'm curious what you've seen there and how you guys can get better.
I think it's just better with our eyes, mainly than anything. Just keeping our eyes on our man and focusing on that and not trying to get our eyes off of that and too tempted to, we're close to him right now, so let me just take a peek back and maybe he just slips behind us. So just really just focusing on that man, and then when you really are in position, if you take a quick peek, come back and make sure, or at least make sure you have a hand on him so you know where he's at all times. So little things like that is the big thing.
It's funny, I mean, I've heard that, and I'm guessing it's one of those things that's probably harder to do than actually say that, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah, especially when you know the ball's probably in the air and you want to make a play on it because everyone wants to make a play. They want to intercept the ball. So the biggest thing is, especially when you hear like a ball call from somebody on the sideline, just not – sometimes, especially if you're not out of position, not looking back because that ball could be a little bit deeper and just right in their hands and you're so far behind that when that little peek back is going to put you out of position. So maybe just playing the hands a little bit more. And then if you're really truly in position, leaning on that man as well so that you can get in position, at least you have that feeling on the man. So those are the biggest things.
Do you feel like you guys have gotten better with the communication?
Yes, much better. Yes, that's been night and day from us getting better on those things. And we still need to continue to grow with it, but we're getting so much better with it every day.
How much do you think of like the playbook, I guess, if you guys are working on it?
I honestly couldn't tell you how much because that'd be how much Coach Woody wants to keep adding. So, but I would say it's probably I'd say the majority of it's in, but I wouldn't know an exact amount, honestly.
How do you feel physically, just being in the ACC versus having played upper to that level? Do you feel it any differently than before?
I think I feel differently just because of the fact that I have 4 classes right now, but that's a lot less than I've ever had before. So just because of that, for me that's like I can go sit in the training room. Like even today I was in the training room for probably about 3 hours, just working on different things for my body just to help me recover. So. I feel like that's the biggest thing. I feel just because of that reason, my body does feel better than it's ever felt before, just because I have been able to just really sit back, and then also mentally it's been a little easier just because of taking one less class. So, that's been the biggest thing, honestly. So I would say it's just a little easier, and that's only just because I'm only taking those 12 hours. So.
Anything else from Malik? All right, thanks, Malik.
Thanks.
I'll see you guys later.
So what do you remember about the last 2 games with Virginia Tech?
I remember we've had really good games against them. That's one. The first game I remember going to Blacksburg. It was just they have one of the best environments I've ever been in. So I know they're going to bring that when we go back there this time. And I just know that we just play really well against them, and I hope we can do that again this week.
Is there anything in particular that you guys match up better? There's been the better defensive games you guys have played.
I wouldn't say anything in particular because switches defenses and just. Things change over time, so I wouldn't know what to say about that.
They like to spread you out a little, and the quarterback likes to maybe pull the ball down and run. What are your responsibilities there? I mean, what do you have to do better to stop that?
I don't want. We know that he likes to pull it down, but it's just really he's also able to throw the ball. So it's not like we could commit everybody to the pass just to look at the quarterback. So. Like I say every week, that's a big part of their game, and since it's such a big part of the game, it's on the defensive lines. It's defensive line's job to try to negate that from them. So if he likes to scramble, hopefully, and the defensive line should be able to take care of that.
How do you feel? It seems like you guys have gotten better each week in terms of the D-line play and getting more kind of penetration and those kind of things. Is that something you're seeing when you look at film and stuff?
Definitely, we're definitely getting better from each game. Like looking back at USF, it was just like leaps and bounds better. So it's just really just learning the little interest, knowing where to look, little cheats of just playing the game. And the only way you're going to learn that is by playing games against other Division I talent. So when you're able to have I don't know what game this is, game 8 for us. So we're 8 games in. And we're all seniors, so we know how to catch on quickly. So we're able to look at the game inside the game, and that's really what's been able to help us, progress.
It seems like Coach Rise has allowed you guys to run more games up front and that kind of thing. Is that something else you feel like's kind of creating more of those pressure situations?
I feel like the power of us being able to run games and the power of us to just straight rush, so it keeps offensive linemen on their toes to see. Are they going to run a game? Are they going to straight rush? What are they going to do? So having them think about that just makes them a split second slower. So just being able to switch it up on them, that's a real big key for us.
What does their offensive line look like to you?
I mean, they're a solid ACC offensive line. There's definitely no slouches up there. Just they're pretty big and they move pretty decently. So I feel like we got better athletes, so we have to take advantage of that.
The last time you were up here, you were asking about, I think it was after the Clemson game, you were asking about just kind of communication and stuff, right? And I'm curious how you felt that progressed since then.
It's really, it definitely has improved because as you can see in our pass rush situations, the communication between linebackers and D linemen, linebackers and safeties all has improved, which has helped improve the defense. So that's a really good positive that we could say since the last time I came up here.
What caused that? Is it just?
It's really just learning how to talk on the field and just learning how to make in-game adjustments on the sideline and just figuring out what's going on out there, what a linebacker's seeing that the defensive lineman's not seeing, and him being able to talk to D linemen saying, hey, you got to do this instead of this, and just rolling with it.
As a senior, do you talk to any of the guys in terms about focusing this week on trying to win 5 games at a time or whatever? Like, I imagine there's some internal pressure after the way the season started. And I guess trying to figure out like how to keep guys from pressing and that kind of thing, keep them loose.
I would say kind of is. I wouldn't say all on me. It's just like really, it's just the way that Johnson coaches. Just like, hey, can't focus on Georgia, can't focus on Virginia. We also can't focus on USF. We can't focus on Clemson. We got only thing we can change is a week in front of us, and the week in front of us is Virginia Tech. So really all we can do is focus on one team. So I don't think it's really like just we know we could play ball. We know we're good at playing ball. We know we can play ball at a high level. It's just being able to play good ball on game day. That's really what it is. And just when the seniors are able to lead that way, it's really good for the team.
The game up there in 16, as a defensive player, was it interesting going into it? You had the whole middle of your offense out in that game. Starting center, quarterback, and B-back are all out, and backups are all in. And I imagine you were a little surprised probably about what the offense did and that kind of thing. But imagine seeing that gives you some level of confidence that you guys have played well even without your starters against them.
Oh, I definitely feel confident in every position are too deep. So like it's really next man up. If like backups are in, there's really no dip of expectations. I expect everyone to play at the same level if you're on that field, and that's just how it is.
If you guys win there, be the first team to win 3 times in a row at their place in a long time. I'm curious if that would mean anything to you. Obviously, you weren't involved with the 14 game, but would that mean any kind of special kind of achievement to kind of put your hat on?
I mean, it would be cool to get a dub in Thursday night football in front of everybody. That's a cool. I guess that's just an added on thing. It's just really just focusing on trying to win and just how to stop the quarterback and how to stop this team. It really is all we're really worried about.
TK was playing a Duke game. We got a few snaps. Has he been up with you guys?
TK has been floated up and down just to see how well he could work, and he's doing pretty solid for himself for being a freshman. So yeah.
He's mostly end. He's at end most of the time, I guess.
Yeah, actually he floats in between end and nose. So like he's very versatile. So like I don't even know like what week he's going in, like what position he's going to play. So
Anything else? All right, thanks.
Thanks.